The U.S. government is suddenly releasing thousands of classified files about unidentified aerial phenomena. This flood of information represents a forced surrender. The official story highlights the administration's new Pursue system, the presidential unsealing and reporting system for UAP encounters. Through press conferences and cabinet meetings, the executive branch claims to be voluntarily bringing transparency to space and extraterrestrial files. That claim ignores the previous 80 years of military policy. Since the late 1940s, the standing strategy relied on manufactured stigma, aggressively dismissing crash retrieval reports as weather balloons and actively burying the data. The Pentagon did not spontaneously decide to share its secrets. A highly localized, relentless pressure campaign backed the establishment into a corner. The real momentum behind these disclosures is being driven by rogue outsiders operating on the fringes of the military-industrial complex. Pressure began with everyday military pilots. Across the continental United States, active-duty aviators are reporting anomalous objects on a near-daily basis, objects performing maneuvers that exceed state-of-the-art propulsion. Former Navy pilot Ryan Graves became a primary catalyst when he went on the record. His first-hand experiences on the front lines gave the issue a level of credibility that institutional denial could no longer contain. Graves detailed a specific repeating anomaly observed off the coast of Virginia Beach. During a training mission, two F-18 Super Hornets were split by an unidentifiable dark gray cube enclosed inside a clear sphere. The object remained motionless against hurricane-force winds. Ignoring these objects creates a gap in pilot situational awareness. When an unattributed object occupies the same airspace as military and commercial jets without showing up on standard safety protocols, it creates a high probability for a mid-air collision. Despite the safety hazards, the military intelligence community actively ignored the data. They intimidated witnesses and classified sensor recordings to protect legacy secrets. The Pentagon's suppression of these daily hazards created a volatile friction point between pilots and their chain of command, making the recent wave of unauthorized leaks a predictable outcome of the military's own silence. Frustrated whistleblowers turned to independent investigative journalists like Jeremy Corbell. He provided the essential outlet for insiders who could no longer tolerate the internal secrecy. These journalists bypass the standard freedom of information process, which often leads to heavily redacted dead ends. Instead, they cultivated direct relationships with intelligence sources to acquire leaked, classified footage of these encounters straight from the servers. They circumvented traditional media gatekeepers entirely. These journalists took leaked evidence, including a batch of 46 distinct UAP videos, and used it to brief Congress directly.
But an evaluation of these actual declassified records reveals a much darker picture. An intentional tactic designed to release low-quality, hollow-out strip-and locatants while stripping low coordinates, radar telemetry, and pilot
This led directly to the formalized batch file drops currently underway. Independent journalists successfully built a shadow pipeline, weaponizing hard evidence to crack open the government's black box from the outside. While the government touts its newfound transparency, an evaluation of the actual declassified files reveals a much different picture. The military adopted a defensive declassification tactic. They release ambiguous, low-quality clips while stripping crucial context, location coordinates, radar telemetry, and pilot audio. Releasing this hollowed-out data allows them to stay in compliance with transparency laws while hiding the actual phenomena. These public releases represent only a fraction of the data. Journalists and whistleblowers confirm there are over 10,000 high-fidelity videos and potentially biological evidence still held in isolated legacy facilities. Relentless outside pressure forced the first batch of files into the light. Reaching the 10,000 high-fidelity records still in the vault will require that same outsider force to stay engaged.